This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hope you all got the message. I have started the recording as well. Okay, so I think yesterday we have seen few things about the select statements. Is that right? Okay. Now what we will do is we will create some data. Okay, first of all we will create some data and then we will come back. I am opening the customers table, open table browser, and I would like to open the sales table, and then I would like to open sales line and three tables. And if you want to open anything else, employee expense, inventory. If you want to open inventory, you can create the data as well. Okay. So let's create data in two or three tables. Let it open. In the meantime, we will discuss a few more things. Okay. I think yesterday I told you about all these things. Is that right? Now, see here. First one is about cross company. Okay. First one is about cross company. So what is this cross company? The cross company is used if you want to fetch the data from multiple companies at a time. If you want to fetch the data from two different companies or multiple companies, okay, or multiple companies, then we are going to use something called cross company. Okay, using this cross company, we can do that. But how we can do using the cross company? Okay, let's see. Now I think we already have the address buffer. So I will, oh, but actually address is a shared table, so I can't do that. Let's take the customers table. AMA, AMA, customers. And I will create the buffer for customers table. Okay. So the customers can be specific to each company. Okay. Customers will be specific to each company. Now currently you can see this belongs to USRT. Let me create one more record. Address, I can select something here. Let me select 40021 and I can say Sri Venkateshwara apartments, and building name I will say 105. Credit points I will give 10. Customer ID 1002. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. Oh man, I'm locked. 1002, and I will say Krishna for the name. I will say female, and this would be Banjara Hills, and mobile number 98480 98480, and name I will say, oh I have given okay, let me give mail. I don't remember. Okay, I will say Mahesh, and payment type I can give credit. Company is USRT. Save. Okay. Now if you see this URL, in this you can see there is a system browser, initial, partition, table name, company, CMP means. I will make it USMF. Okay. I know few of the company's names, which is why I'm using USMF now. Okay. But in your case, you can go and check in the front end here. Whatever you can do is you can go and check in the front end. Okay. If you type USN, and then if you remember I showed you in the preferences, you will have the user preferences. There you can check all the company's names. On the top here you can see data area ID. What you can do here, you can change the data area ID from here. You can see all these are the companies available. Okay, I have USMF, USP2, USPA, like this I have all the companies. Okay, now we will create data for one more company. Okay, USMF, and then we will create data for RURT. Let me create a new record. Let me select the address from here. I will say 50016, and I will say Shiva Enclave, building number F155, credit points 5, customer ID. Here you can say 2001. For the name, Nagendra Babu, and mail, landmark, Jubilee Hills or something, whatever you want. Mobile number 98470 98470. Name Varun Tej. Payment type debit. USMF. Save. Okay. And I want to create in one more company. I want to create in one more company. I want to call that company as RURT. Okay. I want to call that company as RURT. You might get it out whether this RURT is there or not. You can go and check. Check. RURT, it's there. Condensor Retail, Russia. Click on the new button, address, give something here, and building name, Rajesh Apartments, building number F106, credit points 9, customer ID 3001, father name Chiranjeevi, gender female, landmark blood bank, mobile number 98460, name Srija, payment type debit or your save. Okay, now we have created in 3 different companies. Now what I will do is I will use while select. After while select, whatever we need to use is table name. Table name is customers, and then we need to use parameters, find option, and then field list, and then this one. Sorry, I need to use find options here. Okay, I will say while select cross company, and if you want to use first cross company, you can use first cross company, first only cross company, whatever you want, you can use them. Okay, while select cross company, I will say data area ID, comma, what else do you need? Customer ID, and what do you need? Comma, what else do you need? Name, and I want to use only these things here. That will be enough from customers. Okay, and then I am using cross company. So what it will do? It will retrieve data from all the companies. Let's say I want to get the data from specific companies. We will see that as well. Data area ID, or let me call it as company hyphen %1, comma, customer ID hyphen %2, comma, name hyphen %3. Okay, comma, customers dot data area ID, comma, customers dot customer ID, comma, customers dot name. Okay, done. This is one query, and then I will use a container, and what I will do is I will say companies equal to, and in the square brackets I will say USRT, comma, RURT. Okay, I want to use only 2 companies here, and now I will use the same query, copy, and then paste it over here. Here what I will do is colon companies. This is what I will do. Okay, now what I'm saying here is get the companies from the container and only fetch the data that belongs to these companies. Okay, this is what is the cross company. Okay, now we will check this how this is going to work. Okay, we will check this how this is going to work. And similarly, let me do one more thing. Okay, there are some functions called aggregate functions. There are some functions called aggregate functions. Okay, and in these aggregate functions we have average, sum, count, and what else? Max, min. Okay, average is used to return the average value of the fields. Count is used to return the number of records, total number of records that you have based on the condition you provide on a query. And then we have max to get the max value, min to get the min value. Okay, that is nothing but max of and min of. If you want to write them now, this aggregate function, you can say max of and min of, minimum of the value of that particular field, maximum of the value of that particular field. Okay, these are called aggregate functions. Okay, these are called aggregate functions, and using the aggregate sum functions is very simple here. For example, let's take, I want to get the total number of records. Okay, total number of records. Let us try getting it. I will say select count of rec id from customers. Okay, this is first thing that I will do, and I will say info and then strfmt and then count hyphen percentile 1 comma customers dot record. Remember, this is how we will use aggregate functions. Whatever you are using, the field name here, the field name will contain the information of the count. If you are taking, it will be the sum. If you are taking average, it will have the average like this. Okay, please remember. Now I will use the same thing again back to back. Just I will change select count of record id cross company from customers. Okay. Oh, it's not okay with this. Join expected. Let me add it here. Save. Okay. Done. Okay. Position is important because if we do in the some other position, it is not going to work. Okay. So now let's say this. This is about the aggregate functions. If you want to use the sum, it will calculate the sum. If you use max of, it will return the maximum value of that particular field. If you use minimum of, it will return the minimum of that particular field. I want you to try them. Okay, that's not a big deal. That's very simple. Okay, I want you people to try them. Okay. Now this is about this one. Let me add a breakpoint here, and then let me run. Let it build and run. Okay. Until it comes, we will see some other things, the interesting concepts. Let it hit the breakpoint. Okay. Now see here in the queries. Let's say you have multiple tables. Let's say you have multiple tables. Then what do we need? We want to fetch the data from multiple tables. How to fetch it? To fetch that, we need to use something called joins. Okay. What is the purpose of a join? Use it to combine multiple tables and fetch the data on the basis of some common field. And fetch the data on the basis of some common field. We are going to use joins. Okay. And please remember, joins are very, very important. So if you have any queries while working with these joins, please let me know. Okay. Now coming to Dynamics AX, there are different types of joins. Okay. First one is the most interesting one, inner join. What is the join name? The first one is inner join. Second one is outer join. Third one is exist join. Fourth one is, I don't remember, no exist or not exist join. Okay. Now see here, these are the types of joins. Let's say inner join, and in the inner join, let's say there are two tables, table A comma table B. Okay. Now what inner join will do? Okay, first of all, get record from table A. This is the first step inner join will take. Okay. Check matching records in table B. Fetch all the matching records from table B. Okay. Now what it is doing? It is getting the records from table A and table B, both of them. First of all, it will get first record, and then it will check all the matching records relevant to that record in table A, and then from table B as well. Table A, it got one record, and all the matching records it got from table B. This is what is inner join. So when you are applying the inner join, it will fetch the data from both the tables. If you have two tables, table A and table B, the inner join will fetch the data from both the tables. Okay, both the tables. And next one, outer join. Okay, there is something called left outer join in SQL. Okay, left outer join in SQL. what it will do is it will fetch all the matching records and then not matching records from the parent table. It will fetch all the matching records, from both the tables and not matching records from left table, which is a parent table. Okay, that is what is outer join. And the third one is exist join. This is again interesting thing. Okay, now let's say we have the same set of two tables here. Okay, now check matching records in table B. No, instead of matching records, I will say matching record. I am saying only one record. It will check for the first record and then fetch record from table A. So what exist join is doing? Exist join will simply check for the matching record in the table B, which is a child table. If record is found, then it will fetch the record from table A. If record is not found, then it will not return anything. This is what is exist join, and not exist is reverse of it. Okay, now let's come back. Now see here, we have container, companies, and two companies were set. Now I'm using the cross company here. Okay, let's see how many records it will fetch. I got from RURT. I got from USMF. I got from USRT. Okay, done. Now let's see. This is the next one. I'm using companies list. Okay, it is taking the companies list. First one it got from RURT. It got from USRT. What happened to USMF here? It's not in the list of companies. Okay, so when you need to fetch the data from specific companies, you will be using companies container. If you want to fetch data from all the companies, then you will use cross companies. Okay, this is how it works. Now you can see how the aggregate function count is working. Here count is 2 records, and now you can see how the count is working. Count is 4 records because we have used cross company. It will fetch the count of records from all the companies. Okay, so this is how we will work with the cross company. Okay, now let me comment this as well. We are done with this. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions on the cross company and this one. If there are no queries, I will move to the next topic, joins. Okay, now let's see
So
joins. Yep, go ahead.
here we have taken container. Can we take array also?
No, it will work only with the container.
Why this
Okay,
no?
that is defined by the AX. Okay, because whenever they are defining the select statements, they're defined in this fashion. If they have defined here array here, then it will work with array. If they have defined anything else, it will work with that one. Okay, because in turn the select statement should be converted to the SQL select. Na? At that time they have defined that we need to use container, so we are using container. Okay, it's not from our end, it's from the back end, and I can say from the kernel. Okay, now joins. Now see here, I want to you apply joins with multiple tables. Okay, I don't want to apply with a simple table. I want to apply with multiple tables. So let me open the sales table. Let me open the sales line. Open table browser. Let's add some more data to make it more interesting. Okay, this is my sales table. New customer end ID. Oh, I need to select this one. Customer. Let me select which company we are. USRT. Why I'm not getting anything? Did we define anything any other condition here? Okay, just a second. Let me do one thing. Sales line anyways we will get. customers, vendors. Let me open the table browser for vendors as well. And let me check the relations. Okay, this is address. And where is sales table? Relations, customer, customer ID, purchase type. Okay, this is the cash type issue. Okay, I'm getting only customers with cash. Let me delete this. I don't want to keep this. Okay. And here in vendor as well, did we define something with this? No. Okay. Let me set sync to true and rebuild once. Okay, because I want to get the records here, which is why I'm trying to do this. I want to create some two records so that we can see what is the difference and how it is going to work. Okay, rebuild. Let it build.
In the solution level, we also have one property like company name.
Yeah, that's the default company. Whenever you are working with this solution, if you are using a startup object, now which company you want to set in the project properties, you will have it. You can use that. In the project properties, you will have the default company.
Is it necessary to set?
If you don't set as well, you will have the default value. And how many of you did get the VM and started practicing? I can see 11 people here. How many of you started practicing? And how many of you did set up the VM? You can ping. Because frankly speaking, you are going to learn lot of topics. Okay, in the coming 15 or 20 days, I can say you are going to learn lot of topics. If you don't practice, you will forget. If you don't practice, you will forget everything, I can say. Okay, because it's not easy thing to remember everything. Okay, because I think this is my I will be taking a lot of batches, so I remember everything on the fly. But coming to the you people, if you practice, then only you can remember. Okay, because only for from few of them I got the WhatsApp pings on these things. Okay, whether while facing issues with the VMs. Okay, that is why I'm asking. Okay, I can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 4 5 people. 5 people have set up the VM. Okay, yeah, remaining 6 people, please try to install the VM and start practicing. Okay, otherwise you will forget everything. Okay, now let me open the table browser and let's create some records. Okay, first of all, let me close this to avoid confusion. Now let me open. Okay, so we will use customer, sales table, sales line, and address. Okay, these are the 4 tables which we will use for joins. Okay, I think we have the customers, 2 customers, that will be enough. Okay, now sales table, click on the new button, Now let me select the purchase, this one, customer, select customer and ID. Now I need to get two records, 1001. Order status, I can say invoiced. Sales ID, I will say yes, 1001. Total amount, some 1500 or 15,000 I took. Okay, new. Okay, we have one vendor as well. Okay, let's say I have created few records here. Now let me go to the sales line, click on the new button, and I will say 1500 sales ID and S1001, line ID L1001, quantity 2, new button. Here it will be 1500 L1002, quantity 3. The sales ID will be S1001 again, new button 2500 L1003. 3. I'm creating just some dummy data here to understand the queries. Okay, this is not the realistic data. Realistic data will contain a lot of other fields. Okay, new. Okay, done. 1002, 1001. Okay, let me create one more. 3000, 1005, 2. Yes, 1003, 2. 3 plus 2, 5. Okay. 3 plus 2, 5. Let me make it 4500. So done. Okay, done. Now we have created few queries. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let me first of all set this sync to false back again. Go to properties, sync, set it to false, apply. Okay, select statements, view code. Okay, now I want to comment these things as well because I want to create a table buffer here so that it would be easier for us. Okay, now let's say I want to get the details of all the sales lines, all the sales orders, and all the customers. Okay, all the customers. Now let's say how it is going to work. Or we need the first table, which is address table, to fetch the address information. We need the customers table to fetch the customer information. We need sales table to fetch the sales information. We need sales line to fetch the line information. Done. Now we have all the four tables. Now, first of all, while select customers, and if you want to fetch the address, join address. You need to write like this: join address where address dot rec id equal to, you need to use double equals to the relational operator, customers dot address. Okay, this is the inner join. Now if you want to apply the field list, while select name comma customer id, and that will be enough, and you can say from customers, and similarly from address, join city comma state comma country from address. Okay, where address dot record equal to customer dot address, and then again join, I will say sales table where sales table dot customer id, one second, dot, what is the field name here? I don't remember. Is it customer id? Okay, it's customer id. Okay, dot customer id equal to customers dot customer id. And then here as well, if you want to use field list, you can define. I am not defining going forward. Okay, join sales line where sales line dot sales id equal to sales table dot sales id. Done. We wrote the big query by using 4 tables. Now how this is going to work? First of all, I have used the customers table here. Instead of that, using address would be good. Okay, and I am joining with the address table. I am getting the city, state, country. If there is a matching record for the address rec id and the customer dot address, I will get the records, otherwise not. And I am joining the sales table with the customer id. So it will check if there is a matching customer id between these two tables, then it will retrieve the customer and address, otherwise it will not retrieve. And then I am using an inner join on the sales line. It will check now for all these matching criteria if there is a sales line or not. If there is a sales line, then it will fetch, otherwise it will not fetch. This is how it works. Okay, so if you are using inner join in all the tables where you are using inner join, the data should exist. Please remember that. This is very, very important. Now I will write a info and then string format here, name hyphen %1 comma customer id hyphen %2 comma, and I am taking only city here because otherwise it will be very hard for me, %3, and then total amount hyphen %4 comma, if you want to use sales id and line id, you can add it, sales id hyphen %5 comma line id hyphen %6. Okay, comma customers dot name comma address dot city comma sales table dot total amount comma sales table sales, okay, again I need to use sales table dot sales id comma sales line dot line id. Done. Semicolon. Okay, this is how we work with the inner joins. Okay, this is how we work with the inner join. Now let me add a breakpoint here, and then let me run and see. We will see this, and then we will move on to the next step. Okay, for the inner join we will run, and then we will write the other joins, and then we will execute that. Okay, And in the meantime, if you have any queries, please let me know.
So Kumar, in case of the last table join, sales line table, if there is no matching record, then we won't be getting any record, correct?
Yes, if you are using inner join, in all the tables you should have the matching records. Otherwise, it will not retrieve anything.
So Kumar, in SQL we have join right outer join also. And this we have or not? Like you just
We
explained.
don't have. We have only left outer join. By default, if you are using the outer join, it will take left outer join. We don't have right outer join in AX and full outer.
Okay. And for exist, you told like it will select the
We will come
first.
there. Wait for a minute. We will come there. Okay. Let's finish the inner join and then we will go to exist. Let's not confuse between both of them.
So here, how it is going to execute, like first address and from customer table, if we are getting two records matching, then those two records will be joined with sales table.
I will come there as well. Okay, just a minute, because there are few things that I have kept aside. I will come there within few minutes. Okay, once we finish with the joins, I will come there. The execution thing. Okay, because whenever you are executing a query in the SQL, no one can predict the order in which order it is going to execute. Okay, because it's all based on the algorithm inside the SQL. And whereas there are few options to force it. I will tell you how to force it. I will show you. It has hit the breakpoint now. And let me press F10. Okay, I got one record. Name Ramcharan, customer ID Noida, city 15,000, total amount. Oh, for total amount we have printed this one. Yeah, it's 1001. Sorry, I need to take sales table dot total amount. Yeah, I got it in city. I think second one is customer ID. I need to add it. Okay, I will add it next time. Okay, and similarly it got one more record. But okay, don't think, because we have taken the line ID, but remaining all you can find them as duplicates. Those are not duplicates. Okay, because we have applied the inner join, we got one customer ID, and for that one customer ID we have number of lines, which is why we are getting the records in that fashion. Those are not duplicates. You can see the line ID. Okay, you can see the line ID. Done. Okay, here you can see we got only one record, which is Ramcharan. We did not get the other record because we have the second record, because we have used inner join and we did not get the matching record for that, which is why we did not get it. Okay, here after the customers dot name, let me take customers dot customer ID. This should be there. Okay, done. So this is how the inner join will work. Now coming to the next question, I think Bhavya or Prachi. Okay, I think you have asked it now. Now see here, coming to this query, here I have used the first table as customers, second table as address, third table as sales table, fourth table as sales line. Okay, now in which order the query will execute, that we cannot predict. In this case, why we cannot predict? Why we cannot predict? Because that will be taken care by SQL algorithm. Okay, that will be taken care by SQL algorithm. Okay, now let's say Few of the times people used to ask me, I want to execute the query in the same order. Okay, to do that, to tweak the SQL, okay, which we should not do. We have few things. You can force them. Okay, they are force literals. What are these literals? Few times what we will do is, in this where condition, I will say and customers dot customer ID equal to 1001. Now I have used this. Okay, this should be ampersand symbol. Sorry. Okay, I will use in this fashion. So at this point, what will happen? It will take the customer ID as 1001. Okay, when I'm using this, what I can do is the SQL can execute this in the same line. That means whatever the values that I have provided, without converting anything, it can execute the X++ statements as is in the SQL. If you want to do that, we will use force literals. Otherwise, AX kernel will modify this query. AX kernel will modify this query and then execute the query. Okay, this is also a option. Okay, you can add this option if we need. And similarly, we have something called force nested loop. Whenever you are executing a query with multiple joins, few times what will happen is they will say, oh, it's slower if it is a loop, because there is something called execution plan in SQL. This is all for whatever you are seeing here. This is for the execution plan to make the query to execute in faster time. We will do that. Okay, force nested loop. It will create a nested loop and then it will execute the query. Okay, instead of, because there'll be few things called hash joins. Okay, when you are executing a query now, in the execution plan you can find these details, but I don't want to go with that in detail because that's all a SQL topic. I don't want to include it. But if you want to have your execution plan in which you want to have the nested loop, then you need to use force nested loop. Okay, and where you will apply this here, while select, you can use force nested loop. Okay, and now sometimes people used to ask me, I have these four joins, I want to execute them in the same order that I have added here. To do that, we have force select order. If you are using the force select order, inside the SQL, the query will execute as is. Whatever the joins you have added, it will prefer the same order. Please remember this. Okay, and similarly we have something called force placeholders. Okay, to keep the placeholders, and if you want to use them, then we will use force placeholders. But I can tell you that these are not used regularly. These are used very rarely. Okay, even if you go and see in Dynamics 365 or Dynamics AX 2012, and if you try to search for force placeholders, force nested loop, force select order, you will find them in a very rare case. Okay, because we are instructing the SQL, we are forcing the SQL to do some operation. If you are forcing the SQL to do something, then you are not using the SQL default algorithm. There are two things here. It can decrease the performance or increase the performance. It can either decrease the performance or it can either increase the performance, unless and until we execute that with huge amount of data. Because currently I have 2 or 3 records. With the 2 or 3 records, it makes no difference. If you have millions of records, then it makes the difference. If you want to execute the queries in the same order, okay, that means you want to have all the tables and joins in the same order, then you can use force select order. Okay, please remember this. Now coming to the next one, this is well and good. We have got all the data. I want to simply copy this and then comment it out. Now what we will do here, I will remove the address table, okay, because I don't need this now. I will take the customers, sales table, sales line. Okay, customers, sales table, sales line. Here I have the city, I will remove this city from here, and I will remove this address dot city from here, and then I have percentile 1, percentile 2. This will become percentile 3. This will become percentile 4. This will become percentile 5. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to get the customer. I want to get the customer if there is a record in the sales table, and then there is a record in the sales line. But I don't want to fetch the data of sales table and sales line because I want to get only customer. Then what I need to do? I need to apply exist join. I need to apply exists join. The exist join will not retrieve the data from child tables. It will retrieve data only from parent table. Okay. So now I should get the name and customer ID. Remaining all these things should be blank. Okay. I want to show you the difference, which is why I kept them. Otherwise, I would have removed them. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see. And similarly, I have one more requirement. I want to get the customer where there is no record in, or let's say there is a record in sales table and there is no record in sales line. Then what I need to do? Okay, before that I want to check in the sales table first, because for the second customer I don't know whether I have the sales table record or not. Let me check. Okay. Mm, okay, for 1002 I have sales records. Good. Okay, then what I need to do? I need to use exist join here, and again here I need to use no exist or not exist join. Now what it will do? It will go and check in the sales table if there exists the record. Okay, it will get 2 records, and then it will go and check in the sales line. It will fetch 1 record where sales line does not exist. Okay, this is how we will work with exist and not exist joins. Okay, so what does the exist and not exist does? It will go and just check for the existence and non existence of the record, and it will not fetch the data from child table. So whenever you are working with the transaction tables, you need to use exist and not exist join, because I saw the people, what they will do is they will use inner join and group by. Okay, there are few intelligent people who will use inner join and then group by. What it will do, after applying the inner join and group by, it will get only 1 record from the child table. This is what is the intelligence. Okay, but actually you are trying to again fill up the table buffer. Yeah, even if you need to do the group by, it will search for all the records in the inner join. It does not make sense. You need to use exist join if you have this kind of requirement. Got it? You need to use exist join if you have this kind of requirement. Please remember, this is very, very important. And along with this, there is one more thing called valid time state. Okay, while it is executing, I want to just tell you, because we don't have any valid time state tables that I have created. So this valid time state, again, this is also one thing that we will use very rarely, and you can see this in human resource management. In human resource management, this will be used. So the valid time state is used to fetch the time state data. What is time state data? For example, let's say the employee is working in a company. Will he be there in the company for all the time? No. He will work for 2 years, 3 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then he will leave the company. So let's say the company wants the information who left the company this year. Then what you need to do? In the past 3 years, how many have joined and how many have left? If they want to get the data, they need to get the time state information. If you want to get such kind of information, we have something called valid time state. We will use that valid time state keyword. Okay, please remember that, and you can try that once, because we have a table called cust packing slip trans history. That is a valid time state table, and you can try to fetch the information from it. Just a second, let it load. Okay, now it has loaded. And now let me press F10 again. Can you see here? Total amount 0, no sales ID, loan ID, because we have used exist join. So whenever you are working with the transactional tables, you should use exist join, unless and until you want the data from all the records. Next, here again F10, it is fetching the not matching record, and then total amount, sales ID, line ID is 0. Okay, remember, this is how we will work with exist and not exist join. Now there is one more join which is left. What is that? Outer join. Let's see how it works. For outer join, I want to use only two tables. I will say while select sales table and then join. I will say outer join sales line where sales table dot sales ID equal to sales line dot sales ID. Okay. Here I am using left outer join, and I want to print info strfmt. I want to print sales ID hyphen percentile 1 comma line ID hyphen percentile 2 comma sales table dot sales ID comma sales line dot line ID. Oh, sorry. Dot line ID. Done. Okay. So this is what is outer join. Now let me check how it will work. Let's see the difference. And similarly, we have what do you call them? What do we call them, yeah? Or we have order by options. Yeah, we call them as options. We have order by, group by. Order by already we have seen how to get in the descending order and ascending order. Now we will see the group by, how group by will work. Okay. So once this is done, we will see group by. So with the group by, we will finish everything about select statements, and tomorrow we will start about queries. I want you to practice all these things. Okay. Mainly joins. Joins are very, very important.
Here, if I want to use existing tables in the query,
You can use them. If you want to write a query for the customer table or whatever the table you want, you can just, you have the referenced package now. The table you need to add the referenced package which belongs to it, and then you can use it. You can use the existing tables as well. That I will show you. Don't worry. When we work with the customizations, I will show you. When we work with the table extensions, I will show you that part. You will see them. Okay. I think it will hit the breakpoint now. Let it. Okay, it has hit the breakpoint. Now you can see here S1001, 1001, 1002. Okay, it's getting all the records. Now you can see S1004 that belongs to 1002, and there is no line ID. Okay, This is how the join will work. Outer join, it is retrieving now from the left table, whereas in the right table there are no records. This is what is left outer join. Okay, and now sometimes what you will say is, I want to get the data only which are invoiced. I want to get the data only which are packed, like that. Then what you will do? You have the where clause anyways. Okay, and here sales table, where sales table dot I don't remember the field name, order status equal to AMA order statuses, and you can say colon invoiced. Then what will happen? It will get only invoiced sales orders. It will get only invoiced sales orders. Okay. Similarly, if you want to get packed, you can get packed. This is how you are going. We will be using the where clause. You can write whatever you want in the where clause. Okay. You can use. I told you already. You can use like. You can use all the relational operators. We have seen them. So please remember. Okay. I want you to try all these things. Okay. Please try all these things. It is very, very important. Okay. I think already we are out of time. So we will see group by tomorrow. Now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any queries.
Mark, container is over, or we will have in future this?
Container is over, yeah.
This is the only use.
Container already we have done. You can somewhere, yeah, you can see here. Container is also a type of collection where you can have variable data types. You can use it wherever it is needed. Next.
Here, if I want to debug code, then here we are using runnable class. But if we are using some normal class, then
That part
how
I will
can
show
we?
you. Okay. I did not come there yet because I don't want to confuse you by saying both the things at once. Okay. When I come to the extensions part, I will show you how to debug the form by using the attach process. Okay. Don't worry. Just you need to wait for some time. Okay. I will show you each and everything. How to work with the existing classes, how to work with the new classes. You will see each and everything in detail. Okay. Don't worry. Next. Any other queries?
Also, how to comment the code for more than one line at once.
If you want to comment the more than one line at once, there are two possibilities. Okay, now let's say these are the 3 lines. You have a shortcut called Control K C. Okay, it will use 2 lines. To uncomment, you will use Control K U. It will get uncommented. Or if you want to comment the block, you can use slash and then star. Okay, this is called block comment. Okay, but please remember, if you are commenting the code, it indicates that that is not useful. So you should avoid commenting the code. Okay, here as this is the sessions and you need the whole code, I am commenting it and then I am writing a new piece of code. But when you are working in the production, you should never use commented code. If you are commenting the code, it is of no use. Why to keep the code that you are not using in the production? It's not needed. Okay. Yeah. Next. Any other queries? Okay. If there are no queries, I will end session for everyone. Thanks all for the session. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Bye.